Welcome to the Basic Website Development Crash Course. This virtual workshop was made possible by the SBDC of Virginia Southwest Region. Now, we'll be covering how to make a basic website that looks great and can help your customers know what your business is all about and even encourage them to interact with your business and become customers for you. In this crash course, first we're going to talk about why a website's important and how it can benefit your business and why every small business and large business needs one to begin with. In the second half of this virtual workshop, we will be jumping on the computer and I will be walking you through step by step in tutorial fashion how to build a website utilizing a popular website platform called Squarespace. Squarespace is a wonderful platform for people that are not that familiar with website development, and I always utilize Squarespace whenever I know that a client is going to be managing their website and they're not, having me build and manage it for them, because it is easy enough to maneuver around without knowing some of the more advanced features and the more advanced techniques with website development, and you can still have a pretty darn good looking website when it's all said and done. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first part of this crash course, and it'll be the introduction to where we're talking about the importance of a website and why you need one in the first place. So when I'm talking to clients that are unfamiliar with the digital landscape, I often compare a website to a central hub for your business. Now, I'm not talking about financially or, a central hub for where all of the different assets of your business come together. But as far as your marketing and as far as your online presence, a website functions as a perfect central hub. But it also gives you an arsenal and access to a plethora of tools that you can utilize to gain more customers, to increase your monthly revenue. So it's vitally important. For me, for example, my website is not only just a page where everyone can view what my business has to offer and what I do. I have multiple sales pages on my website that can encourage people unique to whatever they're looking for as a product to understand what that product has to offer. I also have full control of my website. Unlike with social media and, Facebook and whatnot, which a lot of businesses utilize for their websites currently, you don't have control over who sees what on those social media platforms. The algorithm could change day to day, and all of a sudden, when you publish something, no one is even seeing it. At least when you own a website and your website serves as your digital front for your business, you control 100% what people see from your business when they visit your website, and no community guidelines can shut it down. There's no other company that's going to say you can't put that on your website, but they can on social media because you don't own that content. Now, as far as other things that make websites beneficial is when someone's searching for something that you might offer, if you had a website, they would be able to see your website on the Google search results, which could increase how many people organically know about your business in the first place. You can have a blog on your website. You can sell products directly from your website if you wanted to engage in e-commerce type plays. You can also even build what I call lead magnets on your website, which sometimes incentivizes potential clients to give you a little bit of information, whether it be their email, phone number, and their name, in order for them to receive something for free or of low value. But it proves as a great way to warm up a cold or lukewarm lead into really considering buying something from your business. Now, using lead magnets is a more advanced type of marketing tactic, and we utilize that for more big ask businesses with big ask offers versus, smaller ask businesses like, restaurants or people selling candy bars or, items less than $50. Those are small ask products, small ask businesses. So some of those types of more advanced marketing techniques aren't necessarily that important for all businesses, but it's nice to know that if you were ever to need to implement a more advanced strategy, or if you wanted to have the ability to grow organically faster, or you wanted to look more professional, or even take the control of knowing what you're publishing about your business can be visible to whoever visits your website, a website's important for you. It also opens the door for billboard type advertisements or print type flyer advertisements and advertisements for TV or video because it gives you a short URL that you would be able to utilize for your business. And all someone would simply have to do to find your website is type in that URL after watching an advertisement for you. I've publicly said a million times, a Facebook page simply will not cut it for business. And I stand by that. But a website doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to have a website. And monthly, it's pretty darn affordable. Even if you were to hire a professional to build a website. I build websites professionally for clients, and they start at $349 to be built. And then the monthly ongoing website hosting fee, I simply charge $37.99. So even if building a website is too much for you to handle because you're so busy, it's okay because you can still get a professional website for your business done affordably. I offer free consultations for website development. You'll see under this video, there's either a link or a form for you to fill out for a free consultation. Feel free to reach out to me if it's too much for you. But if you are ready to embark on this journey with me, we are going to get straight to the computer. We're going to go to Squarespace and we are going to start building a website together. I hope you're ready. All right, we have made it to the computer and I've navigated to squarespace.com. So if you want to pull up a browser tab and navigate to squarespace.com, I'll wait for you to get here while you are navigating there. I also want to mention right beneath this video, you'll see a button that says download handout. I have created a short, little concise PDF handout for you that is very helpful. It has a clickable link to where you can get support to, questions you may have specific to Squarespace and working on your own website with them after this workshop concludes here in a little bit. And also some helpful tips. And I know that, this is all new to you guys, and I wanted to provide you guys with a quick handout that could also aid you with questions you may have that pertain to Squarespace. So, off the bat, I just want to, talk about Squarespace, what they charge, and how it works and stuff. So they have a free trial, and it works for about 14 days, and that's about, more time than you would need to get your website built. And then when you go to publish the website, you can go ahead and pay and subscribe for their plan that you need. So if we scroll down here, we can get to their pricing plans, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so for website prices, they're pretty competitive, to what I charge for website hosting as well. So, for a business, you're looking at between $33 and $65 a month, depending on what you need. The majority of you guys would be fine with a $33 a month plan. If you plan on selling subscriptions on your website or something, you would definitely want to consider the commerce plan. The only other fee that you have to be mindful of when you go to work on a website or to get a website published is the cost of the domain. So the whatever your business name is .com, like for this case, it's squarespace.com is their domain. You have to pay $20 initially to buy the domain, and then it renews once a year for $20. So you're looking at $20 a year plus whichever plan that you get on here. I would suggest starting with the business because it is beneficial. And for all of you guys, that is the plan that you are going to need. So, yeah, so you don't have to worry about that today. I just want you to be mindful of those costs. So, to get started, it's really easy. You can click Get Started right on the homepage of Squarespace. Now, it can ask you a couple of questions to try to, you know, suggest different types of templates for you because they have gorgeous pre-made templates that you can customize. And it gives you a great starting point on your website. As opposed to building a website that's just 100% custom like I do for clients, you know, it does take a lot of time to design custom pieces of websites and make sure that they work together and that they look right on desktop and they're fluid. Squarespace kind of solves that issue for people that are new to web design because they offer a lot of templates that you could then further customize to look just about how you want it to look for your business. So I want to get us to the page where we can see all the templates, not just some. So we can skip that And then here we can skip this as well. And it's going to ask, how would you like to get started? So you can choose a professionally designed website template or build a custom template with a blueprint. Let's choose a template together to go from. Now, what template you will be choosing is going to be different than what I'm going to choose, but the majority of everything that I'm going to share with you on this workshop is going to apply to you regardless of what template that you've chosen, because how you edit the template's the same through the Squarespace platform. So let's go scrolling through these templates and take a look at what they have to offer. So, they have, generic templates just for, simple one page looking websites with a couple of other pages on there, portfolio type templates. They have e commerce type templates here. This is a really cool starting place for artists, I find. But you can scroll through here and look at the different types of templates that they have. Now, the cool thing is if you see a template that you like, but you're unsure if you like it just off of this one little glance, you can simply click preview. And if you click preview, it'll give you the option to scroll through what that website template looks like as a live website. And you can look through that template. Not only that, you can, view all the different pages to see what they look like and what the assets look like and try to get a feel for how it looks and how it feels. Now, this is a very basic one, of course, but it does show you the different kinds of ways that you can interact with those templates and see if you truly like that template. The other thing is you see these other buttons up here. You can see what this template is going to look like on mobile versus desktop, which is crucial to understand what your customer's experience is going to be on your website if you were to pick that certain type of template. Now, I do also want to mention that just because you choose a template, it doesn't mean that's all that you're going to have on your website. You can actually choose a template, delete almost everything on the template, and build your website from scratch in a custom fashion. But a template simply is just a really good starting place um, to get the juices flowing and to get you working. It's not an end all be all. It's not all your website's going to be. It's just simply a good suggestion for where you can start from. So take a few moments and look through these templates. You can pause this video if you want. I'm going to find a template that I think I like for this use case, and then we'll get started. If you do find a template you like, simply on that template, all you got to do is click start with the name of that template right there, and then it'll open up in the website builder. So go ahead and hunt you one down, and we will reconvene as soon as you find one. So I think I'm going to pick this template for me because it is pretty empty and it'll give me a lot of creative freedom to show you a lot of different things. So I'm going to click start with Novo. I hope you have yours picked out. And here it's going to say create your account. So for me, I'm going to continue with an email. You would set up your account here. For me, this is a test. So I'll just say test Bryant. Then you just hit continue and it'll create your account and then it'll let you get going. All right, so here it's going to ask you what your website title is going to be. I would put your business name here. So I'll say Josh's business. And it's going to give you a brief little rundown in short tutorial fashion of what different buttons do. You can take some time to read this and look over this, click next. Also, watch their brief little short explainer because it is very helpful for you if you're new. So once you made it to this page, you are in the website editor. Now, I'll take my time and explain this the best I can. I wish I could say stop me if I start moving too fast, but if I do, you can pause and pick up anywhere you want. And I'll be sure to be concise with my explaining. So here it's showing you what it'll look like in desktop view, your website. If you want to see what it'll look like on mobile, click the mobile button and it'll reform the website to show you what it'll look like on a mobile device. Here, this paintbrush is your site styles. Now, this is where you can pick the fonts on your website, the colors on your website, the animations, the spacing, what the buttons will look like, and what the image blocks will look like. And we'll get back to that a little later. If you want to see a full screen preview of your website, you can click the little preview button and it'll show you exactly what it'll look like full screen when someone visits your website on desktop. So here, if you click website, this is where you're going to be doing the majority of your work on what your website's going to look like. You'll see your pages that are linked up here in your main navigation, which is right here. And for not linked pages, they'll be here. What a not linked page is it's a page on your website that people can still get to, but they cannot navigate to that web page here in your navigation. So people utilize not linked pages for their sales pages, for their lead generation pages, and there's a lot of other use cases for not linked pages as well. So website is where you'll be editing your website. For commerce, this is if you are selling products on your website. Now, that's not the point of this workshop. I'm simply here to show you how to build a basic website, but this is where you would utilize uploading products, figuring out your orders that you've got to situate, handling your payments, subscriptions if you have subscription-based ordering, product management, and such like that. Marketing is a tab where you can handle email campaigns because Squarespace does offer the ability for you to utilize email marketing. You can also work on your SEO appearance, which is really fantastic that they give you that option being a basic website builder. And SEO is search engine optimization. If we get back into marketing, promotional pop-ups and things like that. Scheduling is if you're utilizing your website to schedule appointments for your business. Your asset library is where all of your uploaded information and documents and data will be, so pictures, videos, and stuff that you might want to use on your website. Analytics is very important. This is where I spend a lot of my time as a marketer for my clients. To understand things. So it's not just about how many people are visiting your website, what your bounce rate is, and what your unique visitors are. It also will get into the geography of where people are coming from. And once you have a website published, this is going to show you the cities, the towns, the states that people are visiting your website from. And the reason this is important is say you're running advertisement campaigns and you want to make sure that only qualified traffic's coming to your website from your advertisement campaigns. Well, it's helpful that your website can verify that, the 1,000 website visitors that came as a result of your advertisements you ran this week came from your service area or local to your business. So, the geography section of the analytics portion is very important. And I want to solidify that also with traffic sources. Of course, there's nothing here, and this is a premium feature that's only on business plans once you subscribe. But this will actually show you where people are getting to your website from. So whether they're coming from social media, from Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, or Instagram, whether they came from typing in your website, the URL, or whether they were searching on Google and clicked an ad from you. It's very helpful to understand where the traffic is coming from so you know where you need to spend more time advertising and marketing your business and less time marketing and advertising your business. So, with all that jargon out of the way, I do briefly want to mention settings is important because this is where you're going to manage your domain and where you're going to buy your domain right here, and all of these other options, which we'll get to after we work on the design elements of your website. So without further ado, let's go ahead and click website and start working on the design of what your website's actually going to look like. All right. So now that we're on the website portion of the builder, you'll notice to the left of there's work in contact. So there's only 2 pages on this template that I chose. Yours might look different. You might have pages up here and pages and not linked, and it's okay. You can go one by one and work on each page. Notice when I click work, it gives me the ability to edit that page. If I click in everything in it, If I click contact, it'll give me the ability to edit the contact page. So if you want to edit a page, you simply click which page you want to work on, and it'll open it up here in the editor for you, and then you have the ability to work on that page. If you want to add a new page and just start with a fresh new page from scratch, you can hit the plus button here. If you want to delete a page, you hover over a page and click the delete button. Now, anytime you see a page with the little home icon over there, that's what the home page is. Now, you can change what your home page is, and what a home page is the page that someone goes to when they visit your website. So for me, if we go to my website, we see that my home page is this page right here. It's not marketing, it's not web design, but my homepage is different than that. So it's the same kind of principle. I know that was a horrible explanation, but your homepage is where someone lands on when they visit your website. And then they have to navigate to the other pages. So for this, where I know and I'm mindful that you guys are all using different templates than me, I would like to show you how to use the website builder by all of us creating a new page together. So go ahead and click that plus button beside main navigation. And you'll see here there's a lot of different options for different types of pages. There's a blank page. You can start with a blank page. You can start with a page layout. You can start with scheduling for booking appointments or classes. You can start with a blog, a store portfolio of videos with a library of videos, or a course if you have a course you want to list for sale. A folder is a page that contains other pages. And a link is a page that'll work in navigation where if you click it, it'll take them to another website or another web page on the web. So for this, let's go ahead and click blank page so we can start with a blank page and everyone have the same workspace to work with. So when you click a new page, it's going to ask you to title that page. So let's build homepage together. Okay. And a homepage is the most important page on your website since that is where everyone lands. The homepage is where you'll spend most of your time designing. Not saying the rest of the pages on the website aren't that important. It's just the homepage is the most important. Next in line to sales pages if you have sales pages or landing pages. But where homepage is kind of a catch all, you want to make sure it looks right for anyone coming to your website and has all the pertinent information that you need it to have. So let's make this the home page. So your home page would be titled actually whatever your website's title is. So for me, it'd be Josh's Business. For you, it'd be your business name because this name right here is what's going to show up in this tab right here in as the text in the tab. So, once again, my website, for example, where this shows up as the name of the website in the tab, you want your business name to show up in the tab. That way people know what page they're on there. So now that we've created it, it says, hey, we have an empty page. So we can edit this now. So if you click edit, you're actually now in the website editor. So in order to add stuff on the web page of your website or a web page on your website, it's the web pages individually are comprised of sections. And that's how Squarespace refers to different things on your website. It's sections. So you would click add a section, and they have a lot of pre-made sections you can pick from, which is the beauty of Squarespace. These sections are designed to look good, not just on desktop, but on mobile as well. And it's awesome if you want to spend some time to look through some of these pre-made sections because it'll get you where you need to go a lot faster than using, per se, a blank section and having to add blocks and elements on there. Pre-made sections are very helpful. So if you want to view, you know, and if you want to look through these sections for a minute and pause this video, you'll see the different things that you can add to your website and how powerful it'll be to add some of those elements on your website. Then, after you have a moment to look through those, we will together add some stuff on this test page so you can understand how it works. Okay. And you'll notice there's all kinds of different options down here. So take your time to look through them all. Now that you've had time to look through the different pre-made sections, let's start by adding an intro section. Intro section is what we call a hero in web design. Your hero section is the very first section on your website. It's got to be really important to draw those eyes, to draw that attention to your website. So let's look for an intro section here to add to this test page we're building together. And in general, good hero section in my mind is a section that it has a bit about your business in what you do, a nice, beautiful image or a nice, beautiful video behind it, and a button, which we call a call to action, that would link to something very important on your website or to your business. Maybe the call to action for you is to call your business. Maybe the big call to action button is to fill out a form to contact you, or maybe it's to buy something or view your shop. Whatever that big call to action is, you can make that in a button. So, all you have to do to edit text is you can simply click the text and delete all of it and add whatever you want. And you notice when I deleted that, the web page got shorter. It automatically resizes your sections for you based on the content you have on there without you manually having to do it yourself, which is pretty powerful. So, for me, I'll say, marketing and web design because that's what I do. And then if we wanted to change this image, we can click this section just like I am now and click edit section. Now you'll see here there's some information here and some options. Rows are these right here. And what the row count is how many rows you want there. So if you don't want, Squarespace to automatically shift around when you're adding assets to the page, you can manually select how many rows you want to appear there. If you want the section to fill the screen, you can toggle that on. And what kind of an alignment you want as well. But for that image, that's the background. So the background you can see here is this image. We can replace that image by clicking replace, uploading a file, browse stock images, or select from library. There's a lot of free stock images on Squarespace. So we can say, business, since, I pertain to business owners or something like that, and say we find a really nice image or something that we want to use for that background. You can simply select it and it'll eventually load up and be that background image there. Now, while that might not be the best image to select, you can put that there. If you wanted to have a video on this background, kind of like I have on my site, I have a video that plays in the background of my site. You can click video and add a video, a short one, and it would cycle through that video over and over in the background of the site. They have this cool feature now called art. If you click it, actually pretty cool. And it's to where you can have interactive, you know, art that moves around that the visitor to the website can play with. I've used this on one of my clients' websites and I thought it was pretty cool. There are some really cool different options you can have as the background of that hero section. Now, a cool thing you might think about doing is say if you have art in the background there, like, I have now, and notice I have this one selected. You can hit this little edit settings and choose the different colors you want to be there, the shapes and sizes, the motion, the texture. Other options you have for blocks are all here. You can add any of these different types of blocks on any section you create, even if it's a pre-made section like we're using here, you can add blocks to that section. So take some time to mess around with this section here and we'll add a new section. But first, if we were going to customize this button, all you have to do is click edit. You can make this say whatever you want. You can design it here with button styles to change the color and the way that that button looks. So here, we have the text, what kind of, font we want, kind of style we want that font as, what kind of shape we might want that button. If we wanted some kind of different shape than the initial shape we had. But spend some time working on this section that we just created and find out different ways that you can edit that section. And we'll go ahead and add a new section. So if you have this section up here looking the way you want it to look, and you've got your button there, of course, you don't have a place to link it to yet, which, we've got to build out, some more pages on the website and stuff to make you have somewhere to link that button to. Let's go ahead and add a new section because websites have a lot of information. You say mine, for example, we scroll down, we have some social proof on there. We have a little bit about my process and what I do, some of the services that I offer. We have a place for people to book a free consultation, some free marketing and website stuff, giveaways that, people can utilize, and some more um, navigational type places that people can find themselves interacting with, but not just my website. But let's go ahead and go to another one of my clients' websites to show you what that kind of looks like. So let's go to Tri-Cities RV Services. For them, on their homepage, they have the ability for you to request services. They have some drop down menus that explain different types of services they offer. You scroll down, it has information about their working hours, their services, some client testimonials, what they offer. Like I said, your main homepage needs to have a lot of information about the different things that you offer as a business. So, up here, their hero image, is a cycling hero image as opposed to, like my website, it's a video, and their main button is our services. But it also has some information about their business in a where they can request a service, if you will. So now that we have that header of our website made and looking the way that we want it to look, let's go ahead and add a new section and play around with, what we can do with another section. We're not necessarily making this template page or this test page in any kind of fashion. We're just simply playing with different design elements to show you how it functions. That way, because you know what you want your website to look like, your business website to look like, you just might not know how to get it there. So, if we explore different elements that we can customize together, it might help you understand how you can play with the web designer to get your website there. So one of the elements I find myself using a lot is what they call a people section in Squarespace. And I'll select this one. But the cool thing is it has a slider where the viewer can either slide around on it or click these arrow buttons to slide around on it. If they were in mobile view, they could use their thumb to slide around on this slider or use the arrow buttons as well. The reason this is cool is you can make anything in this section. These can be different products that you are offering or products that you have specials on. This can be, social validation logos of, your previous clients. This could actually be very well people. It could be members of your team. But if you wanted to edit this section, it's a little different. You would click edit content. And here in Elements, it gives you options of what you want to show in this section. So if we wanted a title to appear above the section, you hit the green button on title. If you wanted a button under the section, you can flick button there and there'll be a button there. And you can, of course, have a title and a button. That's all at your discretion. But as it sits now, it has it showing an image, a title, and a body. If we were to click show a button on items, there would be individual buttons on every item, which is pretty cool if they were individual products for sale. If you click content, this is where you manage how many different items there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items here. And you can manage those items here if you wanted to get rid of one, if you wanted to add a new item there. And you see here where you added a new item, you can click to add an image, upload a file, which we would use as an image. Say I wanted to use that image there. put my name there. Whoops. And then we could simply add under here, what it is I do. And it's as simple as that, to add an item in one of these content section type sections. There's a million ways you can use a section like this. And not just that, if you were to think about it in the way of what if I had transparent PNG images here? And that's the way I think. I could actually replace this image with a transparent image. So if I was to go to my download section, I'm sure I have some on here somewhere because I utilize transparent images all the time. So say for instance, I, have this transparent image. So if I upload a transparent image, the cool thing is it's not confined to a box or the area that an image would be in. So if we had a background here, if we were to edit the section and for background, we had the art thing or, whatever, you would see that the transparent image would just sit on top of that background without being confined by a box, which really gives you the ability to do some cool creative things as opposed to just simply making images appear. And other thing is, if we were to add an image up here, like by adding a block and adding an image block right there, and instead of uploading a traditional image, like this or this that's confined to that square box, and if instead we were to add a transparent image, we'll use the Google logo, for example, you would find that there's some pretty darn cool things you can do creatively to your web page, design wise. And it's a stylistic decision too, having the ability to have some transparent images. I utilize transparent images for logos sometimes, as you can see up here. I used a transparent image for me here on my free consultation page because I wanted to slide in there and I wanted my head to go over that um, section line. But also, for like Tri-Cities RV services, this was a transparent image I wanted to bump in there, just like these RVs here. Transparent images give you the ability to make some pretty darn cool stylistic decisions for your website. Let's play around with a different type of section. Again, so another type of section I find really cool on Squarespace is this scrolling type of section because it adds some character to your website. So if we wanted to change what this says, you can simply click whichever section you want to edit and hit the pencil. And you would click right here, this text button right here, to give you the ability to change the text. So grow your revenue. Like say, so we'll click this one, edit this one. We can click this and say obtain more customers. Let's edit this one. Become successful. I'm just typing things for the point of typing them. But you see, it's really easy to edit sections, and you can literally add things however you want to add them in individual sections on the web page. And I know I'm just kind of going in circles, but it's just the point of you can really build anything you want in these pre-made sections. So just like, this section here was a pre-made section, I can still add a block on this section. So if I wanted to add an image smack dab in the center of this scrolling section to draw attention to this image, I could upload file, once again, we can find a picture of me just for the hoot of it. Um, you can literally do what you want to do, even in these pre-made sections, to draw attention to your website. It's pretty darn cool. So if we wanted to add another section here and say we have the whole page looking good, but now we need a place for, where people can contact us. Well, we'd use a form here. If we wanted someone to contact us with a form, we could use a contact us form. We'll say get in touch. To change this image, you would just simply click it, hit the pencil button, and you can replace this image here. Let's see, we'll browse for stock images to replace that. We'll just select that for the heck of it. Here we go. And then you can change this text by clicking it and typing what you want. Feel free to contact us today. And what you do to manage how these forms work, if you see if I hover over this form, the whole form turns blue. You click it, click that pencil button, and here you'll have content form name. You'll want to name this, like contact us or whatever the form is doing on your website. That way, when you have a form submission, you'll know what the form submission is from. If you want to edit the different fields in the form, you can click edit form fields and you can, request whatever you want here. Here we're requesting a name, email, subject, and message. If we want an extra field, like a phone number, we can add phone there. It's pretty much as simple as that. For message, say we didn't want message to be message. We could say reason why you are contacting. Whoops, us. And you can change and customize this form to say whatever you want it to say, which is pretty darn helpful. For design, you can mess with the alignment if you want the button on the left side, if you want it center on the right side. For Lightbox, or if you want a different background behind the form, as opposed to the form being transparent, you can change the color, corner radius. So say if we wanted it to be say if we wanted it to stay gray, but we wanted the corners to be rounded, we can add a corner radius of 15 or something, and it would make those corners round instead of it just being sharp corners around the form. Um, an important thing to do after you have the content of the form is to get the post submit, because this is a message that this is going to display when someone fills out the form and submits it. So I would say, whatever you're going to say to them in response to filling out the form. We will reach out to you shortly. And then you finally, before publishing that form, you want to work with the storage. What's going to happen as a result of this form being submitted? Where do you want the form to go? By default, it'll email you the form. Um, I would just check to make sure your email here is where you want the form to be emailed to if someone fills out a form, because it is helpful to receive an email and know what someone is filling out a form requesting. Well, you can reach back out to them. So now that we have builded a test page together that is really all over the place, but for example purposes, I think serves its purpose. When you're done editing a page, all you have to do is click save. Once you click save, hit exit, and then you will be back out to your overall website to where you can, look at your website that you have built so far and you can work on other pages. I would suggest that for any website to be a complete website, you build a home page, which we've done here. And like I said, when we were building that test page, it was going to become the home page. So if you want your test page you just built to become your home page, hit this little settings button right here. And when you click the settings button, we're going to have to edit some of these anyway, but you would want to click set as homepage and confirm to change your homepage to that new page you built. Once you've done that, anytime anyone visits your website, once you publish the website, that is the page that they will see. This is the main page that they'll be taken to when they visit my website, if this was going to be published as my website. But after, as I said, you get the design of a web page looking the way you want it to, you are going to hit that settings button, even if you didn't want to make it your home page, because there's still some editing you have to do to the back end of that web page, which we'll do by clicking the settings button. So in general, we're going to have a unique page title for every page. So like this is the home page, so we want it to say Josh's business or your business name here. You never will change the URL slug because it can mess up the way that your website's functioning and interconnected with each other after your website's published, unless you know what you're doing. When you're first building your website, you can make your URL slug whatever you want because it's not interconnected to itself in any way, shape, or form while you're building it. But, for page title, if this was a contact me page, this would be contact us or contact me. The navigation title would be the same. SEO is where you would want to spend some time. Your home page, its SEO settings is going to be different than any other page on your website. And you'll notice that here it says edit website SEO settings. But if we click edit the contact page and click SEO, you can edit the SEO settings directly on the settings page. The reason for that is because your homepage SEO settings to Squarespace are considered your website's SEO settings. So the SEO settings is how your website's going to appear in search engine results. So you'd want to edit your website's SEO settings to begin with because you want to make sure that the website is going to show up in search engine results the way you want to. So it's going to automatically show here what the web page's title is for the home page of your website. But for the SEO site description, you want to give a little information about your business, just like any of your competitors would have um, on their homepage. And for example, if we go to Google and search web design companies in this example, if we see, so their SEO description here is premium design your business website with our all-in-one website development solution. Here's an ad for Squarespace, but you can see the SEO description of all of these websites are what you see here in the fine print. And you can see why. You can spend time for a little bit Googling what some of your competitors' SEO settings are and what makes them stand out compared to some of their competitors, and that can help you devise what you should make your SEO description for your business. Just make sure it's very relevant to what you offer. The other thing that you're going to do in this page settings tab before you say you're done editing that page, after you get done with the SEO, is go to social image. You are going to want to add an image here about your business or that highlights your business. Because whenever someone shares your website onto social media, this is the image that they're going to see for that page if they share that page. So for like me, I have an image, for my homepage, marketing page, web design page. So this is my homepage image that I want them to share from social onto social media from my website. So if they publish this link on social media, right next to the post, they're going to see this image too, which is really helpful. You can create an image like this on canva.com for free if you wanted to. For advanced, this is for page header code injection. You don't need to worry about that unless you know what you're doing. So when you're done editing your page settings, you can click save and you can consider your page that you just built done. I would typically say for every website, there needs to be some fundamental types of pages, regardless of what kind of business that you have. You definitely need a homepage for your site. I would have an About Us page on your site to where it just has information about your company, your mission, your values, because it draws that social validation and builds some trust and rapport with people on your site that are considering doing business with you. I'd also have a Contact Us page that primarily has, your location and how your business likes to be contacted. The other bit of information I would have on the site would be in the footer. So down here is called your footer, and up here is called your header. Your header stays the same all over your website on every single page. And your footer does too. So it's really helpful in the footer section and the header section to have some information. Your footer section is a great place to have a text block, that has your business hours, your phone number, business address, because this is visible on every page on your website. And if you wanted to get rid of the Made with Squarespace text here, you can just click that and delete it. I don't guess it requires to be paid for, but it's helpful to have your business hours and stuff. You'll see that this is your social media icons here, but it's really helpful because people want to know where they can find your business and what hours you operate in. Also your phone number, how they can contact you. For header, it's going to have the same kind of information. It's just going to have, your business name here or logo, which you can change here. If you want your logo to be here instead of the name you typed in, you'll simply click Edit Site Header. You'll click Site Title and Logo, and here's where you would add your logo. So you'd click this, Upload File, and say if this were my logo, I would click that, click Open, and it'll upload and put that logo right there. You can change the logo height, the mobile logo max height, and click back when you're done. For elements, you can click this and it'll say here's your social links. That's what you're seeing right here. And you saw those social links in the footer too. If you want to edit those social links and add your social media links to those buttons, you click Edit Social Links. And say if you don't have a Dribbble, or a Vimeo or an Instagram, you can simply click whatever link you don't have and click remove, confirm, remove link, say remove link. You can remove them all and add them all from scratch. And all you would do is type in the actual link. So, www.facebook.com/, your link, hit enter, and it'll auto detect what website it's coming from. So www.instagram.com/, your link, and it'll add and update that not only in the header but the footer as well. That way, those links are consistent throughout your website without you having to manually do all that. But feel free to pause this video and take some time to go ahead and build you a home page out, build you an About Us page, and build you a Contact Us page. For Contact Us, I'll just delete this page because it was already pre-built. I'll delete the work page because it was pre-built and I don't need that for this example. If you're going to build a quick Contact Us page, there is some important information you might want to think about including on there too. Let's click the plus button, click blank page, type in Contact Us. Notice how when I did that, it pushed the Contact Us page in front of my page, the home page. You want to move around how things are viewed in this main navigation, you just grab, drag it, and drop it, and it'll reorder it wherever you want it to be. So let's click Edit to edit this contact page, add a section. Now there's unique pre-built sections for contact, and you'll see that under contact here. So this is a cool section. It has, contact us, hours, location, and phone. maybe add that there and customize, the different information about your business, but you might want to consider adding a location section, right? Or maybe you want on your contact us page it to look more like this, to where it just is a visit us page with your contact information there. The cool thing is here you can add an interactive map. So this map here, all you got to do is click it, click that button there, your business. We'll just say 100. This works. This address here, notice how it'll automatically update the map with that address. If we want to change how this map looks, we can hit design and change it from grayscale to an original map looking map, or we can utilize satellite imagery. However you want your map to look, you can have it look. You can add controls there so people on the site, they can zoom in if they want to, or they can drag around once the site is live. So you definitely need a good contact us page. You definitely need a good about us page. After you get your contact us page built, simply click save, click exit. And of course, you're going to want to hit the settings button there to finish fleshing out the backend settings. So contact us, I would add a little jig right there, and the name of my business. So Josh's business. Navigation title can stay the same as just contact us because that's what's going to be in this navigation bar there. For SEO, you can see contact us, Josh's business. So we don't have to edit the SEO title here because it's already updated by the page name. But then the description, add a little bit about your business. Josh is a marketing consultant and web designer. Dot dot dot. Just talk a little bit about your business and then say contact us, or talk about the contact us page, or whatever you need to be there. Then, of course, for the social image, you'd want to add a social image relevant to that page too. So, just in case someone was to share that page on social media, they would have a nice image that complements it. So, when you're done there, click save. But yeah, I would fill out, a couple of other pages to make sure your website looks the way you want your website to look. So you'd have your home page, contact us page, about us page, anything else that you think is relevant to get a website, just up off the ground. And after you have all of your pages built, and looking the way you want those pages to look, you are then good to subscribe to a plan on Squarespace and purchase a domain. So all you would have to do is when you're ready to go, you can click subscribe. And here it's going to ask you for a plan. You can pay annually or pay monthly, whichever you prefer. You would select the plan that you want to select, click it, check out, save and continue, review, and then click purchase. After you've purchased your plan that you want, this down here is going to change. This will no longer say your trial ends in 14 days, upgrade now to get the most out of your site. This will actually say, are you ready to publish your site? And this blue button will say publish. You would click publish, and then it will ask you what kind of domain you want for your site. And that's where you're going to buy your domain. You would type in whatever domain you want. So www.whatever your domain is.com, whatever your business name is.com. When you've selected that, you'll then buy that domain through that same process, pay the $20, and then click publish site right there. When you click publish site, your site will be live and you've just built yourself a website for your business. And it's a wonderful thing because Squarespace, there's a million things you can do with Squarespace. Squarespace is a wonderful platform. I utilized Squarespace when I first got started in business before I knew website development. And I still find that new business owners that are trying to run their own website and not, have to hire someone to build one for them, they find it intuitive and natural when I taught an in-person workshop last year for the SBDC, I was so profoundly overtaken by I got probably 2 seconds into building a test page, and I looked out and I realized everyone was already running and working on their own site just off of 5 minutes of me explaining how to add new blocks and pre-made sections on a site. So I was like, "Wow, Squarespace is that powerful where anyone can just pick it up and run with it without too awful much instruction," which is why I made this workshop here virtually with you guys today in the fashion that I have. Just wanted to show you how to make different types of blocks, how to make new pages, how to edit those SEO settings, and let you take off with it because you know your business more than anyone else does, and you know what your business needs to look like online. And it takes a little trial and error still with Squarespace, but just about anyone can build a site kind of in the direction they're looking to go, and it's a wonderful platform. So I hope you have found value out of today's workshop. And like I said, right below this video is a handout. That way, if you have questions, there's my contact information on the handout. There's also information about how you can access resources directly from Squarespace for the specific problem that you may be having. And also under this video is a form that you can fill out if you just want a free consultation and maybe have me build your site for you and just avoid a headache if you're still a little afraid to dip your toes into it yet. So feel free to reach out to me if you have questions. I hope you found value out of today's workshop, and I look forward to your continued success in business. It's been a pleasure being able to serve you today. Take it easy.